What's up YouTube, this is Shuttleboy and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video, we're going to be going over my top 10 artists and my favorite albums from them. So let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so to start off this list, I'm going to give two shout outs to two Chicago rappers that I feel like don't get enough hype around them. They don't get enough recognition, and that is GHerbo and Lil Durk. They're pretty much drill rappers that are the typical thing. There's not a crap load of substance to what they say. There is some though that backs up the Chicago native style and just what's going on the streets. And my favorite albums from them, from GHerbo, would be Humble Beast, and for Lil Durk would be Signed to the Streets 3. I thought both of those turned out really well, and I don't think they get enough hype. I think everybody talks about just Kanye and Chance in the Chicago scene really right now, and I don't think the littler guys really get much of the hype they deserve. So shout out to them, and let's get into my top 10. This is in no specific order really. Number 10 is gonna be Van Halen. This isn't all rappers, like I said. Most of them are gonna be rappers, but this one isn't, and that's Van Halen, one of my favorite rock bands. And I have to say that my favorite album from them is 1984. That has Hot for Teacher on it, and that is undeniably, I think, the best rock and roll song that I've ever heard. The guitar is what you're here for when it comes to rock music usually, and it's in abundance for that one. So Van Halen, yeah, ton of hits, everybody knows them, and yeah, I've always liked them pretty much since I was a kid in grade school. Now, number 9 is gonna be Dr. Dre, and my favorite album from him is gonna be The Chronic from 2001. That is my favorite from that. The older one I think is pretty good too. I do like his NWA stuff too, but I would have to go with Chronic from 2001 as my favorite from him. A lot of the Forgot About Dre I really like, Still Dre I like a lot too, and yeah, I really like the vibe to his music. I thought it was really good back then. The newer stuff, I know when he released that one album that came out around the movie, I did not really dig that, but the older stuff I really like, and I enjoy some older rap every now and then as well. Number 8 is gonna be Pusha T and Clips. I kind of combined them because I don't really feel like one is really all that much better than the other, but my favorite from just them as a whole would have to be Lord Willin'. I love Lord Willin' a lot. All the songs on that, Virginia is probably my favorite song. And yeah, I just love that group. It's a good older style group. Tyler actually was very influenced by them. So I definitely recommend you check them out if you haven't already. The newest album from Pusha I thought was really good too. Number 7 is gonna be Pharrell. I really liked a lot of his older stuff when he was a solo artist, but I really just like altogether how he really likes to try different things. He's very innovative and experimental with all of his music, and my favorite personally is In My Mind. I have it on CD as well as a physical, and yeah, I love every song on there. And you have it like that. How does it feel? I really hope that eventually he tries to channel that again and make a rap album like that, because that would be really fun. Really isn't anything on his discography that I think really compares to that style. Number 6 is gonna be Mobb Deep. I really like Mobb Deep and The Infamous. Obviously, who doesn't like the Shook Ones? That is such a classic song, and I really like a lot of the songs off of The Infamous in general. Now, number 5 is gonna be Aerosmith, easily my favorite rock band. My favorite album, if I had to pick one, would be Rocks. I just like Rats in the Cellar, songs like that are just so crazy to me. Aerosmith is what I envision when I think of a rock band. They're just as rock and roll as it gets, and that's what I love about them, is they're just so hardcore rock, and they just live up to the name of being a rock star. Now, number 4 is gonna be Frank Ocean. I really like Frank Ocean. He's my second favorite person from the OF group, and my favorite from him is Channel Orange. I do really like Blonde, don't get me wrong, and Nostalgia Ultra I think is pretty good too, but Channel Orange is definitely my favorite. I really like Pyramids. I really like Thinking About You. I like all the songs off there. Golden Girl with Tyler I think is a really good song as well. Very underrated in my opinion. And then Super Rich Kids with Earl I think is also a really good song. one of Earl's best features in my opinion too. Now number 3 is going to be Kanye. When it comes to people that like rap music and stuff like that, Kanye usually has to be in that top 5, and obviously for me it still is the case. My favorite album from him has to be Late Registration. I really love the old Kanye style. I like the new one too, but if I was to pick one, I'd have to pick the older Kanye style. The beats to the songs on Late Registration are just unmatched, I think, with songs like We Major on there. You need to give this one a spin if you're into rap music. Now number 2 is going to be Drake. As I said in the past, Drake is what really got me into music, I would say. Listening to Thank Me Later was a big part of my life, and my favorite album from him has to be If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. I think that one is very criminally underrated. I think it should be known as a classic for rap music. It's just so pivotal for his career, and to be one of the top rappers and have a pivotal album like that, I think it needs to be looked at way more than what it is. And number 1 obviously is Tyler the Creator. I just love his innovation, his experimental side of him, his unique beats from top to bottom. Every album is a little bit different from the last. And you gotta love that about him, how he's constantly changing it up. Obviously with Cherry Bomb and with Igor, those are so different from what he was doing in the previous albums that he put out. And we still really like him. And I don't think it's just hype. I think it's really like, it shocks me whenever he goes in such a deep, different direction that I still am very interested in what's going on. And that's it. That's going to be my top 10 list of artists and albums that go along with them. Let me know down below what you thought of this list and what your favorite artist is and their favorite album from them. Please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video as well, guys. And please subscribe if you haven't already for more golf weighing, more sneakers, more clothing, more Shuttleboy. And this is Shuttleboy, guys. And I'm out, guys. Peace.